Hello, I am Therese and welcome to the Caffeinated Cast Ons podcast. It is Wednesday, October 25th, and today I'm just gonna go through all my WIPs and a couple of finished objects that I was able to get done this month, and just kind of do an October recap for you. So let's get into it. My coffee, oh, it is so good. I'm getting over a bit of a cold right now, so this is very healing for me. Ignore the coughs and the sniffles. I'm hopefully almost over this cold. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 WIPs that I'm going to show you today, and 1, 2, 3 finished objects that I'll go over. So let's see, let's start with some socks. We'll go through socks first because that is majority of my WIPs. Okay. So this first pair of socks is a gift that I am knitting for my mom for Christmas, and I'm actually working on 9-inch circulars for the first time. Usually I do magic loop, so this is my first time working with the 9-inch circulars, and I'm working these in tandem. It is a little finicky to get started, I will say that, but I do enjoy not having to, the process with magic loop of having to turn each time that I'm done with one side of the round. Yeah, so I'm doing these cuff down. Just a vanilla sock. I'm following the Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla sock recipe pattern. Hers is really great. She has great tutorial videos on how to do this, and with 9-inch circulars specifically. So I am following along on her video. I'll link it down below. She has a whole playlist of tutorials, and they are super, super helpful. So I highly recommend those. So I think I did 25 rounds of ribbing for the cuff, 2x2, and I am marking how many rounds I am doing for the leg. I think I stopped at 40. Yeah, 10, 20, 30, 40. So right now I'm at the point where I'm ready to start the heel. So excuse me. So I'm ready to start the heel, and I'm going to do a flap and gusset heel for these. Then there's the other one. But yeah, I really like it. It takes a little bit to get used to, especially because whenever you're holding this, at least for me, the work is coming straight at me, rather than with magic loop. I feel like it lays more, it hangs more, because it's almost like, since you're only seeing one side of the work at a time. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just kind of my observation with these. So that is that pair of socks, and it is on Sweet Georgia Tough Love sock on the colorway Rose Gold. And this is a 80-20 mix of superwash merino and nylon. Ooh. Yeah. So that is one WIP. Coffee break. Okay, my next pair of socks, and I'm hoping I finish these soon because I've had these on the needles for I don't know how long, and it's that second sock syndrome. I finished the first sock like months and months ago, probably. I don't even remember whenever I cast these on, but it is the Austin socks, which is by the Crazy Sock Lady, and this is the first sock that I finished. So sock 1, and I just love this pattern so much. Like, I love how cozy it looks. I love the yarn that I picked for this and just how it ended up turning out. Like, it is just so beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. I highly recommend any of her sock patterns. I've done a few of them, and they are great, easy to read, easy to follow. And she's got tutorials again for most of her techniques that she uses, so super helpful. Yeah, so that's the one sock, and The second sock that I have on the needles, I am in the foot. I think I probably have like one more pattern repeat and then I'll be good to go for the toe. So I'm so close to finishing, and I'm hoping to finish these by the end of October. So by the end of this weekend and then a few days. And the yarns I am using, I'll hold them up. So this is my main color and this is my contrast toe and heel. And the main color, I have my labels here, is by Rui Knits. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this is on the Super Sock base in the colorway Milk Tea. And it is a 75-25 mix of superwash merino and nylon. And then the contrast color is by the Wandering Flock. And then that is on a 75-25 base as well of superwash merino and nylon. And this is the colorway Icy Lavender. This was part of a sock set that I had bought maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I already got one pair of socks out of these with the complementary color, the contrast color that it came with. And this is about how much I had left over from that. So I'm just using this for contrast toes and cuffs. And I'll probably use it in a couple more other pairs of socks just as a contrast color, just because I really like this Icy Lavender color. And then whatever I don't use after it's a few contrasting things, it's gonna go in a blanket, which I will show one of that WIP coming up here in just a minute. Okay, so let's get that all back in its bag. I'm hoping my cold goes away soon. I caught it from my son, so okay. Okay, this is the last sock WIP that I have going. And this, I am actually working 2 at a time. This is my first time to do 2 at a time on Magic Loop. And so far, it's going pretty well. I will say it is a bit cumbersome to work with, just because your yarn can get very twisted and tangled. It takes a little bit to get used to, but I do like that I am getting both socks done at once. And so these are just going to be a pair of vanilla socks, again following the Crazy Sock Lady's kind of just vanilla method of her socks, working cuff down. And I did a little contrast stripe in here on the cuff for the yarn. So I think I did 30 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 on these. And then this is the leg. And then here on this first one, I haven't picked these up in a while, but on this first one I started the heel flap. And then I need to begin that on the other one as well. And so again, the Crazy Sock Lady has tutorial videos on how to do 2 at a time on Magic Loop, and so I'm following her video. So what she has you do for the heel flap, to work them 2 at a time, you work, I believe it's like the heel flap and the turn and the pickup one side, go to sock number 2, do the same thing, pick up, knit across, and then you're picking up the other side and completing from the turn from there. I think I haven't watched the video in a while, and like I said, these socks just haven't been picked up in a while, so I'm definitely going to pick these back up. I want to finish the Austin socks first before I get down to these other 2 socks, and they're both about in the same place. And the yarns I have, I'm working, oh my gosh, I don't think I have the label So I don't remember the colorways, but you will find that listed on my project pages. It'll be in the box down below, so you can find the link to that. But I can at least show you what they look like, and it's kind of a mess. So these yarns are from Heathered Handmaids. Heathered Handmaids. That's a sign that I need another sip of coffee. Okay, so these are from Heathered Handmaids, and I bought these yarns last year at Fiberfest, and they are super, super great. So this is a tweed. It's like a blue tweed, and then the contrast is this like black and white grayish tweed. And I just love how they look together with that contrast stripe that I have in the sock. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for the toe yet. Part of me wants to do like a thinner stripe, like right before I get to the toe, and then complete the toe in the contrast color. I'm just not sure. I should have enough, I think, because I split the yarn. I want to say it was a 20-gram mini that this was in, so I just split it into 10 grams. So I think I should have enough. We'll see. So that's all the socks that I'm working on. So it's 3 pairs of socks. I'd like to finish at least 1 more pair before I cast on another sock, because I definitely love just having them on the needles. If I really want to challenge myself and get down my WIPs, I'll probably finish 2 more pairs of socks, if not all, before I cast on another pair of socks, just because I do have not quite a bit, but I have more projects on the needles than I'd like to right now. Not that that's not okay. You can cast on whatever you want, but just for me to maintain and feel like I'm actually being productive in my knitting, I'd like to have a few more things done. Okay, so let's get into some more WIPs. So next is my Musselburgh or Musselburgh. I'm not sure on the pronunciation. I've heard it both ways, but is that beanie, and here it is. I love this yarn so much. This is my 4th time to knit this beanie. I have 2 that I've kept for myself. I've given 1 as a gift, and this one is most likely gonna be for myself too. Unless a family or friend really wants it, then they can have it, of course. But I love it so much. So I've got the increases all done, and then about this much of the main part done. I'd like to get at least halfway done by the end of this month. This is part of a knit along I'm doing with my local knit group, and so we have to finish it by the end of November, so plenty of time to work on it. So yeah, I'm pretty close to being almost halfway done, and it's mindless knitting since it's just straight stockinette in the round. I don't think I'll have a problem finishing. I did do I did the crown shaping increases on Magic Loop, and then once I finished that, I excuse me, I switched to just circular needles for the main part, because to me that makes it more mindless rather than having to worry about turning it every time you finish like half round on Magic Loop. Oh, and the yarn, I almost forgot, is Hedgehog Fibers on their sock base, and the colorway is Harvest. And my friend Emily actually got me this as a birthday present last year, the year before, but this is it caked up, and I love it so much. Yellow is my favorite color, and so I love that it is mainly a yellow base, but with those color pops in it, like of the pink and orange and a little bit of black and brown. I love it so much. So I'm super excited to see it all completely knit up. Okay, I've got 2 more WIPs left to show you. So this one I really want to finish by the end of October. I wanted to have this done actually by Fiberfest back in September, but I just did not get it done in time. But this is the Scotch Broom Tee by Woolen Vinyl, I think. It'll be here. But this is going to be the shirt that I wore to Fiberfest, and like I said, I just didn't get it done. I'm so close to finishing though, and it is just so beautiful. And so basically it's knit, the top part is like knit in panels, and then you join in the round. It's a pretty, in my opinion, it's a pretty easy pattern. Again, I've been knitting for probably 2.5 years, and it was great. And I just love this broomstick lace. Here, you can see it better if I only hold up one part. It's so beautiful, and this is my first time to do that. And I'm just so excited to see how it blocks out. Like, it already looks beautiful, like as it is. But yeah, so it is a cropped tee. However, I'm knitting it longer just because I would like it a little bit longer just for my style. So I'm probably going to do a couple more inches on the body, and then I'll begin. I believe it does a split hem, and it has the option to do a non-split hem. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the split hem though. And oh my gosh, I just dropped stitches. Nobody make any sudden movements. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Luckily it's only stockinette, so it'll be easy to pick up, but oh my gosh. I wonder if on camera you see the needle stopper fall off. It's not many. It looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna gently put this down because I'm not about to try to pick up stitches on camera. Oh my gosh, I hate that. I'm just so glad it's stuck in that. Okay. Let's get to the last WIP. Okay, my last WIP, first of all, look at this yarn bowl. Look how cute it is. My best friend got this for me. It was either for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, but it's so cute. And then the little tails where the yarn comes out. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. But I have this project in here, and this is the Jelly Roll Blanket by KF Jones. I saw Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady working on this, and excuse me, sorry. I saw Kay working on this, and I couldn't stop eyeing it and going back to it and just looking at her project page. And so I decided to cast on one of my own, and y'all, it's so good. I love it so much. Like, clearly I'm not finishing this anytime soon because it's a blanket and you're working in strips like this until it's however wide you want it to be. So this is just gonna be, this is my first scrappy project, I will say that. And my first, no, it's not my first blanket because I'm doing an Afghan class and making squares, but like I never thought I'd cast on a blanket because I was like, that's a lot of straight knitting, I'm gonna get bored. But no, this is so addicting, and I'm so excited about it. I haven't stopped knitting on it. Like, I think I did, when did I cast this on? It must have been like 2 days ago because I've done like a color a day. And it's just, oh, it's so good, y'all. Okay, so let me back up. The needles I'm using, again, took full inspiration from the Crazy Sock Lady. So I even purchased the signature needles. I'm not sure what else they have left in stock. They are closing. they are closing, and so I went up a needle size than what the Crazy Sock Lady did, just because I am a tighter knitter. Yeah, but I really love these needles. They're a little bit pricier, but just working with them, highly worth it. Like I love the way they knit. I usually don't knit on straight needles. I'm knitting on circular needles. But I love it. And to me, it's great for this project because you are just knitting flat. Yeah, and I'm just working on scraps from my stash. So beautiful. I love it. But yeah, and I'm just knitting. Excuse me, so sorry. And I'm just knitting until the yarn runs out. So whatever is the stash, like that's how long the strip will be, and that's the fun part. So that is my last WIP that I have. And I just have 3 finished objects that I'm going to show because that's all I've really finished lately. And the first is a pair of socks, which you'll recognize the yarn because this is the same one that is in that blanket. These are a pair of Rhinebeck Roomies by the Crazy Sock Lady. Can you tell I'm a fan of hers? I love her videos. Yeah, so this is her pattern. It's super, super great. Very, very squishy. Like I love how squishy this sock is. Yeah, so good. And then my other 2 finished objects are some yarn cozies by Nitty Natty. She has a pattern for these. I think I got the bundle because she has the one for 100 gram yarn cozy and 50 and 20. It's all in a bundle that you can get, or you can just get them individually, I believe. But yeah, so you knit this and then you can put your yarn in it and just pull from the center, and it keeps it all intact. So this is just the simple ribbed one, and then this one is how funny, that matches my bin almost. Oh, how fun. And this is the faux cable one. Let's see. But yeah, you can kind of see the twist. And this was in a self-striping yarn, so that's why it's kind of swirly. You can see the micro striping at the bottom, and then it kind of swirls once you switch. Yeah. So these were super fun to knit. I liked them a lot. I'm gonna knit a couple more just to have my yarn more secure and intact. But yeah, those are my finished objects. So that's everything I'm working on right now. I hope to get quite a few of these projects done here in the next, well, okay, let me take that back because October is almost over. I hope to finish the Scotch broom by the end of October and get halfway to the halfway point on my Musselburgh by the end of October. If I can get those 2 to where I need them to be, then I'm hoping in the first half of November, I can knock out socks, at least 1 or 2. The blanket will be ongoing for who knows how long. Yeah, so that's kind of where I hope to get. I will be filming another video just kind of my November knitting plans, and I'll take you through how I kind of break everything down, what my goals are, and how I'm going to move forward with those. So that video will most likely be coming in next week's episode. Yeah, anything else? I think that's about it. So I would love to know what WIPs you're working on. Are you a monogamous knitter? You only have one project going at a time? Or do you like having anything and everything on the needles? I would love to know, because whenever I first started knitting, I was like, nope, I'm working one project at a time. I'm only buying yarn project by project at a time. No. That changed fairly quickly. Yeah, and so now I have all the things on the needles, and I have yarn that does not have designated projects for it, and I am okay with that. So yeah, I'd love to know what you have on the needles, what projects that you're looking forward to, what your knitting habits are. So go ahead and leave all that down below. I would love to know. So be sure to like and subscribe. Please continue coming back and joining along on all my knitting adventures, and come back for next week's episode where I talk about knitting plans for November. So until then, stay caffeinated.